the end of sprint demo for the media team. I'll be demoing kind of a bunch of odds and ends. I think we were a little bit worried that what we worked on would be hard to demo, but there's actually a decent amount of stuff to show. So I guess I'll start with some of the kind of back-end improvements. We have Stacks setting the CORS headers appropriately, which I will demo, as I will a couple other things, by showing that video still works. You can see cat video on the internet there. Another thing we did was getting the Wowza auth plugin to encode URLs properly, since URL parameters are encoded differently from URL path, and we were encoding them all like parameters before. So we have this giant test object, ym77, etc., that has a bunch of special characters to test. You can see that's that object there. That page. What was initially discovered was that spaces didn't work because spaces are encoded as pluses in params, but as percent encodings in paths, and you'll see that video with a space in the file name still works, or it works now. Some other odd ones, URL reserved characters are, and then there's an equal sign back there. This has a pretty good list. Not all of them work, but we still think we might have encoding issues in embed and Stacks. But we think that we are probably supporting most, if not all, of the odd characters that we will have to support, because we're not really expecting too many crazy characters and file names. We should have pretty good control over what the file names look like. Another thing we did, which same thing, just showing that video still works, is getting the right IP sent over, IP address sent over for the user to Stacks, since there's a chain of proxies in the way of Wowza, and it'll have a list of IP addresses. And then the last thing that we did with the Wowza plugin was getting it, since for the IP address validation and the parameter encoding, or the URL encoding, it has a couple of external dependency jars. Just getting that all packaged up and deployed, which Cam was very helpful with on the Puppet and Ops side. But we just added a Gradle task also with a plugin that builds this jar file. Then you can, or sorry, it builds a tar file that contains our jar file and the other two dependency jars. You can see that tar file just got put here, and then we can list the contents, and you'll see that it contains all of these dependencies with their version names. Other UI stuff that we did, cropping images correctly in media objects. You can see in the middle object here, previously Jesse's shirt was cut off as her that old image, and you can see the fixed version was live just now. Let's see, we added a stream URL check to Stacks. Is it working? Deployed the updated Door services indexing code for both Door indexing app and Argo for better rights facet information. That'll take a second to load. And started reindexing. We can see, once the page loads, that the facet is being populated with more granular rights info than was there previously. While that's loading, I will show this. Previously, this login link was always being presented when viewing images because of a regression in the way the AAIF bearer tokens were granted. I click the login link, and I believe it's going to two-factor off me. So I'm going to get my password right. And then the link should disappear. And reload. And now the link is gone, and I can zoom and whatnot. Is Argo up? Argo's up. You can see this access rates facet. We have agent information, more granular world information, group information. You can see that that's slowly being populated. And then another good kind of tech debt cleanup thing that we did was moving Stax's deployed configurations to private shared configs repo. We have that for dev, test, and prod. All of those were redeployed last week, and all of those seem to be working. Embed has been switched to always use an iframe, which I will not demo because it should be transparent, and it seems like it wasn't deployed, and I didn't want to redeploy things at like 1:50 before the 2 p.m. demo. That seemed like a bad idea. And moving the number of files badge inside of the download button. And then we had a bit of non-media work. Naomi continued working with Darren Hardy on fixing the web archiving robots. And then kind of media-related, kind of not, the delayed job workers were being very slow in the reindexing and profiling. It makes me initially inclined to blame the New Relic profiling agent, which was always enabled. Turning that off sped things up. And I believe that's it. That's what I have in my summary list.
Media documents.
Oh, sorry. Is it still recording? Yes. Or,
Okay, yeah, so
Naomi also wrote up a DevOps guide under the new set of DevOps documents for media, for the media project, and a test plan. Yes. Did I miss other media or non-media work?